Hey, fifth grade, good morning. I hope that you are doing really well today. Instead of just typing out the instructions, I made a little video for you. So, we've been learning about Keith Haring a little bit, particularly his artistic style and how he made sort of figures, really fun, bold, bright colors, dancing, moving. And we've sort of taken this idea of drawing from a stick figure and making it into a thick figure and a figure that, again, can move and bend in or look like it's moving and bending and dancing. Okay, so the first art class we practiced drawing them, and then last week you made them and cut them out because we're going to have a puppet show. Well, you're going to have a puppet show, and I'm going to watch a lot of puppet shows. What I want to talk to you today about is two things. One, your story script. And two, maybe how to draw some props to fill in your story. So, in order to know what you need to make as far as those props or other pieces to go with your characters, you want to think about a story that you could tell. So I was thinking, what story could I tell? I have a cup of coffee here. You know, we all need coffee. We all need more coffee. And some of you may have heard that I now am a dog mama, I guess a dog auntie. One of the teachers at school, Miss Warren, was able to go back to the U.S., and she has this fluffy dog named Texas. And so now I am taking care of Texas for a couple months. And Keith Haring makes images of dogs in some of his work. And so I'm going to tell a puppet show story about when a dog drinks coffee and goes crazy and the people try and catch him, and that's going to be my story. So I don't have to write out all the words for my script. You can if you want to. And as you're doing your puppet show, pretend there's little puppets here. You can read those words. Or you can make it up a little bit as you go along. We'll have to put a time limit on the puppet show. Let's say 1 minute. All that to say, what things do I need to go with my figures? I need a cup of coffee and I need a dog. I did make a little Google slideshow for you that you can open up that will show you some more Keith Haring artworks that have some images in them. So a dolphin, a skateboard, a sailboat, just to help you think a little bit about some of the ways that he draws objects. Okay, so let's jump to it. I'm going to talk you through how I would draw my Keith Haring dog and my Keith Haring coffee cup. Here we go. Got a pencil, some paper, and a marker. And then some things to add colors. So I don't know what you have at your house. I have some crayons here. I actually have some oil pastels. And I have some markers. If you have colored pencils, that will work fine. Okay, I'm going to lower this. And I'm going to start with pencil. I'm going to press a little bit harder so that you can see it against the paper. For the dog, I'm going to start with a stick figure dog. So there's the back, and I've got a leg and a foot, and a leg and a foot. And then don't forget the neck. And if you look at the Keith Haring dog images, he draws their mouths and faces all the same way. And it's sort of boxy, almost like a little bit of an alligator, but you know it's a dog. So let me come back down here. And I'm going to start sort of like a trapezoid shape. And then I'm going to make the mouth and the ears. Spin this around for you. So that's a little bit of a beginning. And as I'm looking at this snout, I do want it to be a little bit longer. There we go. I think that's going to work better. And when I draw lightly with my pencil, it makes it easier to erase. Okay, so let me fill in the body by following the line. A short neck. And I'm not going to come all the way up to the spine. And then I'm going to give him a back leg by just drawing behind it. And another back leg. And another leg, rather. So there's my little Keith Haring dog. And trace the outside with the Sharpie or a heavy pencil line. I think one of the things that you can keep in mind is that Keith Haring often puts legs and arms on objects. So you'll see an image of one of his heart artworks, and he adds arms and legs to that heart. Okay, not done quite yet. Need to fill it in with color, but I'm going to save that. Let me just remind you, when I cut him out, scissors, when I cut him out, I'm not going to cut on the line. I'm going to cut next to the line, leaving a little bit of a white border. And he's going to sort of be in my puppet show. And so when I think about what a puppet might need, so Harla had a great idea. She used straws. Everett was going to use chopsticks. You could tape it to a spoon. You can find a stick outside. You could use a pencil. Okay, and again, when I'm cutting him out, I'm not going to cut right on the line. I'm going to cut next to it. And that's going to preserve my outline, because the outline is such an important part of Keith Haring's work. So I don't want to cut that outline out. I want to save it. Okay, let's move on to the coffee cup. I'll finish him later. So for my coffee cup, I'm going to make my coffee cup be able to run away from the dog, which means it needs some legs. So I'm going to make the opening of the coffee cup here, okay, and the sides. And then I'm going to add the stick legs and follow around those to make them thick legs. Then I'm going to make the handle. And again, I want that to be a double line so that I can fill it in. There we go. It's like a Keith Haring coffee cup because it's got these sort of funny legs. Maybe I'll give him an arm over here too. So there's my stick arm to get started. And then I'm just going to make that a thick arm. Go around it with the hand. And then maybe even over here, sorry, I'm going to make this handle into a hand too. Okay, I'm going to trace it and cut it out. And now my little coffee cup man can tantalize the dog. Maybe the coffee cup will chase the dog. Maybe the dog will just chase the coffee cup. We will find out when I finish the puppet show. So today, 2 things. You need to think about and maybe even write down some ideas for a script. What do you want to happen in your puppet show? Because that's going to determine what you're going to make. So today, thinking about your script, let's say make 2. You can make 3 or 4 objects or other parts to go with your figures. Okay, draw those, trace them with a darker color to give you a strong outline, cut them out, take a picture and show me. Next art class, let's try a puppet show. I think next week we will be ready to do that. One thing you need to think about this week is how are you going to take a video and send that to me? So I'm going to do a little research to get you a few ideas. A lot of phones will take a short video. If you have a Mac computer, an Apple computer, I'm making my videos in a program called Photo Booth. So maybe that's something you can try. So I'm going to work on some research to give you instructions about how to make a video. You start making the parts. Can't wait to see your puppet shows. Okay, be well, everybody. Go play outside or play inside. Jumping jacks are great. The end.